Good morning, the 28th of December. I hope everyone is well. Right, good morning. And I start these vlogs and I never really know what I'm going to talk about. I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to speak about in the morning. And this morning, good morning, Laurie. I hope you're well. So, I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to talk about. None of this is rehearsed before I come in the morning. So, I just share what's happening in my wee tiny world. And good morning, Gary. I hope you're well. So, this was this morning. I was due to come down to the water with a friend, and they cancelled because they're off doing other fun things, right? And then I noticed that it became a wee bit more of a struggle to come down here myself this morning, right? So I noticed how that played on my mindset. Then I got out to the car and I turned the car on. Still grumbling I don't have a heated steering wheel, but I put my heated seats on and I got the car defrosted and I looked at the temperature and it said -2. And then I noticed that had an impact on my mindset and I thought, oh, maybe I could just have a cold shower this morning. It's -2 outside. And it took for what seemed ever for my car to defrost, right? I'm sitting there for ages and I'm going, oh, this is starting to bore me now. Maybe I'll just no bother and I'll go back into the house. Anyway, car got defrosted and I went round to the local garage where I get my Morton's rolls in the morning. And I'm going to have scrambled eggs. So I fancied scrambled eggs and a Morton's roll. So I grabbed 6 eggs and the woman said, she looked at the date and she went, oh, you can have those eggs. And I went, oh, thank you. And I said, well, you don't take a bank card for less than whatever it is, £2 or £3 or whatever. So I says, I'm going to have to go out into the car and get change. She said, oh, what is it you want? And I says, a couple of rolls. And she said, well, you can just have them as well. Hold on, wait a minute. A heated frigging steering wheel. I know, first world problems. But I'd like a heated steering wheel. Just to say I've got one, really. And anyway, so the woman gave me my breakfast, right? So I went into the garage this morning for my eggs and I got my rolls and the woman said, you can just have them. And it's like, forgive us our debts. For those that debt against us, thank you for my daily bread and all that kind of stuff. So this morning I'm going to eat for nothing. Someone else has given me that. And I felt really grateful for it, right? I felt really grateful actually, and that made my mindset feel a wee bit better. And then just as I was at the water, just as I got here this morning, I get a WhatsApp message from a lifelong friend, Robert Holmes, the guy that cleaned my carpet. I put a vlog up about him the other day there. So yesterday when I was going out to do some hiking, I passed him on the road and he was cycling through slush and snow after he had just ran up Tinto, right? So he sent me this WhatsApp message that I wish I could share with you. And he was just telling me how much his legs had taken a pounding. Now, he doesn't come to the Clyde, but he's got like a big yellow industrial bin out his back where he goes in the water in the morning as well, right? And he sent me this little video of him cracking the ice and him jumping in it. And to take a moment to just feel how completely blessed that I am with the people that I have in my life. Robert Holmes is one of them. The woman in the garage this morning giving me my eggs for free and giving me my rolls. I mean, I've ate today. I'm going to have a meal today, free of charge. Now, that gratitude lands, that feeling of gratitude lands for the breakfast that I'll eat for free and the WhatsApp message that I got from a friend this morning. That gratitude lands in me and we could just let it dissipate very quickly. But to make a conscious choice not to let that gratitude fizzle and actually fill ourselves with the gratitude for the good that we have. Whoa. 2 ducks male and female. One was a mallard. The female's winning. They always do. Females always win. There's no point trying to even fight them, right? Or race them, because women will always win in the end. So, right. So this is what I was going to talk about this morning. So there was a bit of gratitude in that I'm getting to eat for nothing this morning, and some gratitude for my dear lifelong friend Robert Holmes. Funny, Robert Holmes and I are pretty similar in ages, and my mum and dad and his mum and dad were friendly before we were born. The funny thing is, my house looks onto the hospital Robert was born in, and his house looks onto the hospital that I was born in. So I was down at his house the other night and we were having a little laugh about that, because I still keep in touch with the woman that delivered me, my midwife, right? I still talk to the woman that delivered me 48 years ago, and he met the woman that delivered him the other day. Anyway, we were just having a laugh about that. But listen, this is what I really wanted. This was the message that I wanted to get across this morning, right? And it was about codependency and how codependent we are. And I guess I started this with being codependent because it makes it easier when somebody else is doing something with us. It makes it easier when people are there and they've got our back. It makes things easier when we feel that we've got support. But why do we need an external support? And this is really cold. So this was a conversation that I had. I was really grateful yesterday that two guys let me join them. Paul and Darren let me join them on their swim yesterday. Because again, nobody was coming here yesterday. So I guess I was looking for company. This morning I'm here myself, but that's by the by. So we were just talking about the benefits, and Darren was saying, oh, you know, the cold water's good, but the breathing, that's the kiddie, that's the thing. And I've been thinking about it, right? And yes, meditation is phenomenal. And yes, praying is phenomenal. And yes, walking in nature and being in nature is fantastic, and this cold water exposure is good. It's all good. But see, when you stop practicing it, you notice how quickly you can go back. Good morning. Merry Christmas. Are you well? Good. Here's a wee woman coming to talk to me. So basically, what I was going to say there was that we rely on other people. Are you well? Super. I'm just doing a wee live video. You want to give a wave? Enjoy your walk. You take care. So yeah, meditation's fantastic. But there's very few things train the brain, right? So that we can find a new path and a new equilibrium, right? We can get pulled back into old patterns and old belief systems very, very quickly. In the conversation, see how I've started losing it there? Because it's so cold in here. I just completely lost focus. What was I talking about? I was talking about I was talking with Darren and Paul yesterday about elements of this that is beneficial, and they were saying the breathing's better than the water, or there's a difference, and I've been thinking about it. And really, is it the cold water that's great? Is it the meditation that's great? Is it the hiking in the hills that's great? Is it the being with positive people is great? Is it the prayer that's great? Is it the fellowship that's great? Is it the meetings that's great? Or is it just simple that you commit to yourself, that you commit to a programme of recovery for you? Now, recovery doesn't necessarily need to come from drugs or alcohol. Recovery is about uncovering an aspect of yourself, that childlike, innocent quality in ourselves that sees wonder and joy and has no issue with gratitude. Now, it's not about judging people, but I was listening this morning on the news about obesity and how the government are putting a package together for obesity, because childhood obesity is going to be the next huge health problem that we've got, and they're sort of banning sugary drinks, and they're banning They're looking at banning the 2-for-1 on sugar products and, you know, the sugar tax and things like that, right? But again, back to drugs, alcohol, sugar, booze, mindset, sectarianism, separation, divided thinking, right? Now, how happy are you? How happy are you really in your life unless you're full of drink or full of drugs or full of bad things, right? How happy? All right, wee gal, long time no speak. No, I know, but you were trying to wake me up at 2 o'clock and then 5 o'clock the other morning when you were ringing through. I did get you. I will phone you back. I will get to it. So the question is anything that you do, be that yoga, meditation, all these things, they are beneficial. But what's the most beneficial act in it? For me, the most beneficial act that we can do is putting ourselves first, is being selfish and doing things for you that nobody else can come between. No matter what offer gets put on the table, no matter what you get sidetracked with, you don't. You press pause and you put you first and you commit to yourself. You commit to yourself 100%, right? Success isn't just for the privileged. Success is for those that commit to themselves. Moaning, complaining, gossiping, talking about people behind their back, right? That's where you give your power away. You want real power? You commit to yourself. You embrace every action as an action of innocence. An action that's going to benefit you and your mindset. You want to be a winner? You want to start to win the game? You want to start to look at winning the game? You put you first and nothing stands between you and it, you and your goal, right? Let your no be no and your yes be yes, for anything in between is the work of the evil one, right? Anywhere there's doubt where you've doubt in yourself, the enemy's winning and you're getting pulled into negativity, right? So if we're going to move into 2021 with a positive mindset, with a growth mindset, and we start working together rather than against one another, committing to ourselves. Now guys, have a fantastic day. Thanks for watching. I guess I've done a lot more than 10 minutes in here because my fellow men are me here keeping the time. I'm not going to press stop until I get out of here. Guys, have a fantastic day. All the very best. Have a good one. We're days away from 2020.